Hey, this is Rich Cole back again.
You gotta, don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because
I'm
you're in no
answering on
position
this
to
question.
dictate that.
That's
Remember
exactly what
this.
you're doing.
I'm not
You're
dictating.
in no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very
you will
good.
Feel influenced.
We're going to feel very good and very strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning of the war.
You're not
Mr.
in a
Brown,
good position. You don't have the
saying-
cards right now.
Well, I was all ready to go on with some other topics when that happened. It's embarrassing, disgusting, should never have happened. I have a feeling about it. I think that, well, first of all, I think it should have been handled behind closed doors first. Get everything ready but the signing. If there wasn't going to be a signing, then we wouldn't have missed the argument. We would have missed the argument. But that's what should have been done. My other feeling is that Vance really caused this blow up here. As you'll see in this following clip, Trump was pretty calm and quiet until Vance started stirring things up, getting Zelensky mad. And I think he was wrong. Watch this.
But he didn't do it. What kind of diplomacy, JD, you are speaking about? What do you mean?
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if you
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the president for trying to bring an end to this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have?
I have been to.
Come once.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people into your military? And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
I think Trump's going to have a talk with Vance that when they're in a meeting, let Trump handle the negotiations, not Vance. That's not his part. I know I was in that particular situation when I ran my company, and the number two guy sometimes would try to take over the discussion and I would have to hush him up. There's only one person that can negotiate at a time on one side and then the other person on the other side. So it looked like we ganged up and bullied on Zelensky. On the other hand, he should have calmed down a little bit, realizing what was going on. And what's going to happen now, he's going to have to apologize. I think that's the only way it's going to work out. Trump has a very thin skin. He lost his temper. He shouldn't have. And we are where we are. What I think they're going to have to do, this settlement is pretty much settle wherever Russia is. Yes, they have gained land they shouldn't have gained. But had Biden handled this better in the beginning of this war and not slow walked all the help over to Ukraine, which he did do, he had various controls in place, even though Russia invaded across the Ukrainian border. Biden would have let them fire any rockets or anything into across the Russian border, which I thought was stupid. Who ever heard of that? But that's why Biden was such a terrible president. So that allowed Russia to gain all the ground that they did. And we're now where we are. Russia's not going to give it up without more fighting. And more people will die, thousands and thousands. So we've got to just do something about it and not let it go on like this. Well, my view is this is going to be settled, I think, within the next week. He's probably going to apologize or something to make Trump feel okay, and they're going to continue the discussion. Trump wants this pretty bad too, so he's going to allow it to work out. So I'll be happy. The other thing I was going to discuss was Musk being at the cabinet meeting. Some people thought he shouldn't be there. He's not a member of the cabinet. But he is a consultant to the president, and he is handling the waste and abuse of expenses, money being sent out. And you've been hearing about it, like circumcisions in Ethiopia we're paying for, or, I don't know, I'm making that up, but it's that kind of stuff. And it just goes on and on and on and on. So ballet lessons in, I don't know, the Congo. This is what it's like. So that's got to stop. And he's reporting, Musk is reporting to all of the cabinet members because he's going through all the agencies. And they do want to hear what he's doing, what he's finding. So it's appropriate for Musk to come in and report to the cabinet. It didn't show it, but I'm assuming that Musk left after that report. And then the cabinet meeting started after the press left and after Musk left. That's probably what happened. I know when I was a chairman of the board of a company, we would have people come in and talk who weren't on the board. These were even members of our staff, but they weren't board members. They would report certain things to the board and then they would leave. So it's very, very, very normal. My only comments about, I think the Trump presidency is going well. I almost get whiplash, all the things he's doing. I'm happy about so much of it. Putting the recent blow up aside, there's a couple of things I wish he wouldn't have done. I don't see why we have to change the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. That's not bothering anybody. Throw out silly things like Canada becoming a state and trying to buy Greenland. These things just, I don't know why he does it, but he doesn't need to. So other than that, I think things are going well. I'd like you to go to if you're on TikTok, go to the profile and find the YouTube link, hit that, go into YouTube and then hit subscribe. Appreciate that, it means a lot to me. See you next time, thank you.